I'm going to take you through a Bagua drill that I use as part of my Qigong warm-ups in my Tai Chi Chuan classes. There's a myriad of Bagua drills. This one here is, I'm going to call it the teacup drill, or don't spill the tea. That's my own categorization and name for it. So don't go Googling trying to find the teacup Bagua drill. Doesn't exist. It's made up by me. It's just a way to identify one particular drill from another. So I'm going to do it with my back to the camera so that you can follow along with me. It's got a few moves to it, and I'll go really slow. I'm not too worried about you not seeing my hands in the first pass. Just know that my hand is up and I'm trying to hold the teacup, and I do not want to spill the tea. Again, if you were serving a samurai lord in a household and tea was sort of ceremonial, if you spilled the tea, that'd be your last day on the job. All right, so we're going to take a horse stance. So your feet are going to be parallel, but it's almost 2.5, 3 times as wide as a Wu Ji stance. And you want your feet parallel as opposed to this, because we're going to take advantage of stretching and getting flexibility in a lot of our muscles, including our ankles. So we're going to use the resistance of the floor to provide that kind of stretch and flexibility down here in the ankles. We start the drill with our weight in the left leg. The left hand is on your left hip. And you reach as far behind you as you can. If I can, I imagine I have a teacup and I'm holding the teacup. So you want to keep your palm towards the ceiling. And if the teacup visualization metaphor helps you, hang with that. So you're going to shift your right leg as your right hand comes around. You're holding the teacup. I'm in my right leg. Now I'm going to start shifting to my left leg, arch my back, push my center. Keep the teacup over your head. You're going to shift to the left leg, and you're going to hold that teacup up, shift it out to the right. Now you're going to shift to the right leg. You're going to tuck the teacup, keep it up. Now you're in the right leg, and you're holding the cup here. We're going to go back to the left leg. So I'm going to lift this hand straight up like a dumbwaiter or something. I'm going to lift this hand as I shift to the left leg. And when I'm 50-50 and halfway, I'm going to spin the cup. I'm still shifting to my left leg, trying to keep it towards the ceiling. So you're going to have to raise your elbow to keep this configuration in order for me not to spill the tea. I'm shifting to the left leg. I send my hand out to the right. One more time, I'm going to shift to the right leg and tuck this cup again underneath me, but we got to do the other side now. So I'm going to take the hand and put it on my right hip. Now we'll take the left hand, point it to the rear, turn as far as you can. You're trying to get flexibility through lots of parts of your body. Shift to the left leg, cup is up. Shift to the right leg, arch the back, push the center. Shift to the right leg continues. Shifting back to the left leg, tuck the hand underneath. Shift to the right, lift it, spin it, send it out. Shift left, tuck it, and park it. As part of my warm-ups, after doing the don't spill the teacup or teacup Bagua drill, I like to do the stretch for single whip as preparation for snake creeps down, which is a very low stance. So I'm going to show that part now, and then I'm going to put these two drills together, and you will actually be able to follow along at that point. The snake creeps down, or actually the single whip posture that I use after I do my Bagua drill. My feet were parallel. I usually like to take 3 breaths just to relax, straighten my back, and get myself mentally ready for this stretch. You don't want to stay in the parallel position anymore. You're going to take both your feet, now point them 45 degrees to the corner, but you're still in your horse stance, so you don't have to worry about moving your legs. You're all set when you did your Bagua drill. Now you're just going to point your toes to the corners. So let's analyze what this looks like. I'm going to do it from the front, and then I'll do it from the back, but you kind of need to see where I am positionally with my center line and stuff. So from here, I'm going to start off with a stretch in my left leg, which means I'm going to bend my right knee. Don't pronate the knee. Make sure, basic fundamental rule in Tai Chi Chuan is your knees are designed to be lateral over your toes. We end up bowing our knees, trying to make that do the job that our center is supposed to do. Our hips are designed to rotate like this, not our knees. So be careful when you do this. Start with your knees straight over your toes. Shift your weight, and then this leg is going to be a straight leg, and you're going to maintain that through the gesture. We usually hold this about 8 to 10 seconds. The next thing is my hook hand. Now my hook hand is basically, imagine that I'm holding a shoe by its shoelace. You don't want your hand like this either. That's not really the design of the hook. You want your hook here. I'm not going to get into the martial stuff. This is just a stretch. So some people will hold the thumb with 4 fingers. I usually hold it with 3. Pinky's close at hand. And you want the hook down towards the ground. You want this bend here. Your position of the hook hand is in the direction of your right foot in this case. So extend your hand out over where that foot is pointing. Don't lock the elbow though. Bend it slightly. So in Tai Chi Chuan, we don't lock the elbows. We don't lock any of the joints at all unless we're doing a special stretch like this. So yes, I'm locking this knee here. But when I do my single whip, I don't send it straight out like that. I go straight out and I back it off just a little bit over that right foot. This hand is a fair lady hand, which means that I don't have my thumb up and I don't have my fingers stretching like this. Relax the thumb, but make your knife edge parallel or pointing to your thigh and just put a few inches between here and there. You'll be looking in the direction of your straight leg when you do the stretch. The last part is, where do I put this guy? We're going to get lower and lower as we go. As the muscles start to warm up, which is why we hold it for 10 seconds, we stretch and we stay there for a little bit so the muscle kind of warms up and gets used to that position. And then we alternate to the other side so that when we come back we can go a little bit lower and stretch a little bit further. Now in terms of where I position my center line, it's somewhere between straight ahead or in the same angle of this hand and that foot, but kind of in between the two. So not directly straight ahead and not here. It's really difficult to look over your shoulder, which is okay though, because we use that in one of our forms. But for this stretch, we're really focusing on this. We stretch the neck in other places, so I don't really have to be cognizant. But if you want to, push your center line to this corner and look over that shoulder. I tend to just be somewhere between front and the corner. So this is what the position looks like, all right? We switch to the other side. So whatever position I started at, as far as my depth goes, I'm going to match that over here. So again, I'm making sure that I don't pronate my knee. It's over the left toes in this case. You have your hook hand here. Again, not locked, slightly bent. This is your knife edge, hand, fair lady hand, relaxed. And you hold the posture here. Center line is either in front or slightly towards the hook hand. I'm in between the two. Inside it's a little different than what my frogs are pointing to. Okay, so now once I finish this, I'm going to go back to the other side, but I'm going to sit down a little bit lower. And I'm going to hold this for 10 seconds. I'm going to speed this up. So I'm going to switch over here, hold this for 10 seconds. Then a little lower, hold this for 10 seconds, and match it. So you always match when you do the second one. This one is the hardest one of all. When you sit down, again, you're trying to keep your back straight in all of these guys. This is locked, this is over your toes, hooked, knife edge, hold this, switch, and here. So again, keep the back straight. If at all, during this process of stretching, let's say we're starting up here high like this, and you bent this leg, and let's say that you're okay here. But let's say when you go down another level, you start to push your butt up. You start to feel yourself wanting to do this. Because I know in your heads, you're trying to match this low preparation for snake creeps down in the form. That's not good. More important to keep the vertebrae stacked and aligned. So if you're holding the single whip and you go to the other side and you're cool here, when you come back, if you find yourself starting to go like this, stop. Stay here. It's okay. You want to stay at this height for 3, 5, 6 weeks, whatever it takes. When this is no longer a challenge for you and you go down here, you might be able to keep your back straight without pushing out the tush. And if you can hold this vertical alignment at this next level, that's good. If you find when you go to the third level, you start to push the butt out again, stop. It's not helping you. Keep the back straight. Because when you do snake creeps down, it's a really low stance. So we need to get the stretch over a long period of time. Consistency of doing that in the form will help you too, but never go past the point that's going to make you injure yourself, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the whole Bagua warm-up so you can follow along. I'll talk you through it, including the 3 breaths and the snake creeps down. So I'm going to be giving you this as something you can follow along with, okay? All right, so we have our parallel stance. Shift the left leg, left hand on the hip, right hand holding the teacup behind you. Shift to the right leg, bring the cup around. I'm in the right leg. Start shifting to the left leg, keep the cup up over your head. Shift left, reach out to the right. Shift to the right, tuck the cup underneath. Shift left, when the hand is halfway up, spin it, lift the elbow so you can push the hand out. Shift back to right, tuck the cup, park it on your hip, left hand pointing behind you. Bring the cup around, shift to the left leg, arch the back, shift to the right, and reach to the left. Shift the left leg, tuck the hand underneath, shift to the right halfway through. When you're at 50-50, spin the cup, lift your elbow so you can get your cup out there without spilling it. Shift to the left, tuck the cup, park the hand. This is the second one. Shift right, arch the back, shift left, reach right, shift right, tuck the hand underneath, shift left, lift the cup. When you're halfway, spin the cup, shift back to right, tuck the cup, and then park it, other side. Shift to the left, arch the back, shift to the right, reach to the left. Shift to the left, tuck the cup. Shift to the right, halfway through, spin the cup, lift your elbow. You kind of have to do that so that you don't spill the tea. Okay, that's 2. Let's go over here, arch the back, shift left, reach right, shift right, tuck the cup, shift left, lift the cup, spin the cup, shift to the right, tuck the cup, park the hand, point the left hand behind you, shift left, arch the back, shift to the right, shift to the left, tuck the cup, shift right, halfway up, spin the cup, shift left, tuck the cup, park it. Okay, one more each side. Shift to the right, arch the back, shift to the left, shift to the right, lift the cup, spin the cup, and tuck it. One more on this side, shift left, arch the back, shift to the right, reach to the left. Shift to the left, tuck the cup, shift right, halfway through, spin the cup, lift your elbow so you can keep that cup from spilling the tea. And tuck it and park. Now 3 breaths, keep your back straight. Feet are still parallel. Inhale, exhale, sink a little bit, in, out, in, out. Now we're going to do the single whip gesture. Turn your feet to the corners, 45 degrees to the corner. We're going to make a hook hand here, a knife hand here, keep the knee over the toes, and straighten out this way. Hold this for 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. So match the height that you just did. Check yourself. This knee is straight. This knee is over your left toes. Your hook hand is down. Your elbow is not locked, slightly bent. Your center line is neither in the front nor the corner, but somewhere in between. And you're looking off to your Zen point, something at a high level over there. All right, that's longer than 10 seconds. Let's go over here. So drop down a little bit lower. Remember, if your tush starts to go out, stop. Keep your vertical alignment. Principle number 1 in Yang Chen Fu's 10 important principles of Tai Chi. So keep your back straight, head up, tongue in the roof of your mouth. Don't hold your breath, breathe. It's okay. Okay, switch. Match the height that you just did. Straighten this leg. This is bent. Hold the hook. Get your knife. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. Go a little bit lower now. switch, match what you just did. Last one. Okay, again, keep the back straight. And switch, match what you just did. And let's take one breath to finish. To get out of this, bring in your toes, heels, and kick a little bit.